Hello and welcome to a new guide for my bow Amazon. First of all, before starting video, I just want to say thank you for the comments on my main upload for the bow Amazon. I got a comment recently that actually made me want to investigate Faith versus Windforce. So these are the two bows, and basically, I was thinking, no way, he can't be right, and it's not worth it. Windforce is always more damage, and it is more damage. But then I started kind of thinking about his setup and what he said in the comment, and one thing led to another, and I pretty much redid my bow Amazon completely. So you can actually say this is a completely new build, and it's kind of based off one guy's comment. So yeah, thank you for the comment, and that was yeah. Sometimes I just need to be kind of told something before my eyes kind of gets the idea for it. I don't believe it before I kind of start doing it myself. But let's just quickly go over the gear. So I'm still using my knockback gloves with no skillers. Still using my near perfect raven, my unperm bug belt. You badly need this one for my gear, because it has mana leech. If you don't have mana leech, you need mana leech on the ring. So if you can get this one, it costs like 20 FG on JSP, but if you can't get this one, you need a mana leech ring. I have a mana life leech ring instead, because I get mana leech from my build. Boots, it doesn't really matter, but honestly, when I'm thinking about it, you should really just use war travelers or some boots like mine that has resist or whatever. But screw gores, you don't really need them. Open wounds, deadly strike, crushing blow, that's not that good anyways. War travelers or some really good rare boots. Mine's not that good, but yeah, they're still fine. Then I'm using still my old decent wire fleece. I'm using this one just cause it has really good look. I love wire fleece on an Amazon, and that's why I went with it. And I'm still using my cat's eye amulet. Have to use an attack speed amulet anyways. We'll talk about that later, but yeah. Cat's eye amulet, it's kind of boring to use, but it's still very good cause it has faster run walk and whatnot. And then you have to use a tiaras of speed, or you don't have to have the speed version. You can even go with dexterity or resist or whatever. But I just really like the Geoda tiara speed, because you get the 30% faster run walk, which is really nice for PvM. So yeah, there's not much to say about this helm here. It costs a lot. It's like maybe 100 high runes or 75 FG or something like that. It's really expensive, and not everyone can get this helm. And if you can't get this helm, this guide is kinda not for you. You could go with Mavina's helm and then sucker that when it increased attack speed duel. That would actually work just as fine. That is totally fine. You just lose some stats, but yeah, if you can afford this one, it's just so much better, because Mavina's helm doesn't really give that much stats anyways. But yeah, that's an option if you can't afford this really expensive helm. And then my Faith. Now I didn't get a completely perfect one. I'm missing 3 attack rating from the base of the ethereal item you make it into, but the rest is perfect. So that is 15 to aura, 2 to all skills, and instead of 330, I have 345 enhanced damage. So I will be having the most damage that I can get with a Faith using this bow, just missing 3 attack rating. Oh, and I should mention, it's only like, I think it was 309 max damage if you don't have a perfect enhanced damage base. So it's not that a lot if you're just gonna get a 15 by 2 aura, which I would really suggest you to get, so you can actually save money. A Faith that just has 15 auras and 2 tall skills is actually not that expensive. It's like, at worst, it's 20 high runes. Yeah, you can actually trade these ones in game pretty easily with 15 auras and 2 tall skills. You don't need to go on JSP for this one. But if you want a really perfect one, you might need to go GSP. I paid 60 FG for this one, so it was quite expensive, but yeah, I had some trouble finding one as well. Yeah, and I think that's about it for the gear. Still using my same old inventory with faster hit recovery and some resist and mostly poison damage. And yeah, so let's just quickly showcase my fire resistance, cold lighting. I can't really get it much better than this, except if I changed out the boots, but yeah. Ideally you want a tri-resist boot that gives you fire, light and cold, but it's kinda expensive to get, so yeah. I'm just using enough strain to wear my fortitude. Again, I could have gone with another fortitude and save some strength, so I could get more dexterity, but yeah, I like wire fleece. But yeah, dexterity, not much to say about this. I kinda just went with a little bit less dexterity than my original Wine Fury guide, so I have 900 life, so I get more survival, and then we'll talk about survival in just a bit, but I basically just went with a little less dexterity and more vitality for this build. Yeah, there's not much else to say about it. Oh yeah, attack rating. Due to the Fanatismal aura, you obviously get a ton of attack rating, so you're never going to be missing, even against the bosses, I think. So yeah, it's brilliant. And that is only with 1 point into what's that, penetrate or whatever it's called. Yeah, so that's only 1 point into penetrate, and I still have almost 20k attack rating, which is huge. You're never going to miss. Also, another thing I would say about Wine Fury versus Faith is that you get all the nice plus skillers, you get some resist, you get fire damage, but bonus to attack rating against undead, bonus to attack 300%, you get all these really good stats. And the only thing Wine Fury really has is mana leech and faster increased attack speed, and that's about it. The attack speed is really handy, cause I actually did a mistake in my original Wine Fury guide, is that I could actually use Andariel's Visage together with Wine Fury, and I would still hit the fastest break point of this Wine Fury that it can reach, even if I lose 10% increased attack speed using Andariel's. And I'm really very sorry about that. I know I recommended this helm in my Wine Fury guide as well, when you could just have gone with an Andy's Visage. So yeah, that is my mistake, but yeah, now I'm just gonna clear that up as well. So if you're going to be using Wine Fury, go with this helm here and put an attack speed increasing dual in it. So yeah, just wanted to clear that up. But yeah, let's go over the build then. So I just took 1 point into the pre-skillers, which is only cold arrow and magic arrow. Then I went with 20 skills in multi-shot arrow. It doesn't really matter what skills you put in here, but I feel like above 15 arrows is plenty. And then I maxed guided arrow. And to have some more passives and magic skills abilities, I didn't put any points into strafe. This is a personal choice, because I believe strafe is worse than multi-shot for the specific areas that I will be using my Amazon in. And besides, I like using multiple shot more than strafe, so yeah. I went with a lot of points into critical strike until the stat didn't give any synergy anymore. Like, if I put a point into the next time, it's not gonna give me anything, cause still 65% chance to crit. Only 1 point into pierce and penetrate, I still get 98% chance to pierce, even only one skiller. And then I did the same thing as I did for critical strike, basically just putting points into these things until the point where they didn't give me anything when I put more points into them. This is also a personal choice. You could have gone with strafe and not put any points into this, but I want to maximize my defense, so I can really just feel more. I wouldn't say I could not die, but it's definitely gonna be easier now with more health and more passive and magic skills, like especially the avoid one. This is a really good one. I would say this is the best one pretty much, because being able to miss misses when you're standing still, that's pretty sweet. And yeah, then I also put 2 points extra into decoy, and I just took that because I wanted a really strong Valkyrie, and I put, yeah, it seems a little extreme, but I went for the last possible equip that a Valkyrie can have. So now it has the full gear of 27 skills, and I'm still using my Harmony bow, so I get the Vigor Aura switch plus 1 extra Valkyrie skill. And yeah, there's not much to say about that, and nothing into Javelin obviously. And yeah, I think that's about it for the skills. So let's go over the Merc. Now the Merc is really interesting. On my original build I was using a Faith Merc bow, ward bow, not that good, but still it's okay. And then I was using a Treasury for the increased attack speed, and I was using Delirium for crowd control and some other decent enough stats. But now that I'm going with a Faith, I don't need my Faith on my Merc, so I'm going to be doing something completely new. This is a setup that I have actually never tried on any Mercs before, but I actually think it's pretty damn awesome, and that is why, and that is because the Faith Aura, this one, the Fanatismo Aura, gives my Merc the fastest possible attack speed that any Merc Act 2 can reach. Yes, that's even faster than my Ethereal Reaper, Gulliams and Treasury setup. So it's gonna hit super fast, and then I even get critical strike and open wounds. This weapon just has so many good things about it. It's not a really super elite weapon, but it's still pretty good. But the really interesting thing about it, besides all the damage and the really fast attack speed, is the freeze aura. The guy who commented about this one in my last video said this would be really helpful on survival, and that is why I want to try it out now. Freeze aura is just gonna help me so much more in kiting and whatnot. And then I just went with an ETH Fortitude, cause this is just an easy armor to get, and there's not much to say about it. Good damage, good survival and all that shit. And then Vampire's Gaze, cause I needed Leech. Any Leech would have been fine for any helm, but Vampire's Gaze is really nice, and then I sucked it with a Charm. If ideally this would have been an Ethereal Vampire's Gaze, but yeah, I went a little cheap there. And as you can see, the damage right now is 6k in town, but if I go outside, it's 7.4, and that is before the Might Aura, which my Merc is using. But I just wanted to also quickly showcase a thing here now that I'm outside. So right now, I'll just quickly take my dials on. So right now I have 9.4 max damage and 5.8 minimum damage. As you can see here, the guided aura is 10k and 5.2k. So I get more minimum damage with this bow, obviously, because the minimum damage is way higher. It's almost double as high than Windfury, but I lose some max damage, and that is also just what I wanted to really explain. Windfury is gonna give you more damage, definitely, but Faith is gonna give you more minimum damage, which can be really nice for PvP at least. So yeah. Another thing also, if I was gonna use this Merc setup with Faith, I could potentially get more damage on my last build as well, but yeah. Still feel like this setup might be better than my Windfury build, just cause it's more survival, and Faith just gives me some other stats that kinda nice to see. So yeah. And again, I just switched to Harmony when I'm pulling or going into a new area to rebuff, and then I'm only using multiple shot arrow. And as you can see, it's pretty much free or 4-shotted any mobs. And then when I'm running to packs, I'm switching to Vigo Aura and then quickly back again. And even if I'm standing kinda in the middle of things, I don't die too fast. So let's see the damage from my Merc, perhaps just a little bit. As you can see, my Merc's attack speed, I can't even see the spear move. That attack speed is ridiculously overpowered. And I just want to see my Merc's setup damage now on the boss. So that is like a 3 or a 4 shot. It's hard to tell, but it felt like 4 hits. So yeah, my Merc is pretty damn hilariously overpowered. And almost 10k max damage with a Might Aura, as well as 10k guided arrow damage. But I should also quickly showcase now how much damage I get with Windforce. So as you see now, before the Might Aura was procced and whatnot, I had 12k damage. 10k damage for Windforce, but because of the Might Aura I get 12k. So as soon as I keep stacking damage, my Windforce just gets better and better and better. So the more auras and shit that I can get, my Windforce just gets even better. And that is why you should almost consider using Pride on a Windforce setup. I don't know how you would do that. You would lose Faith Aura, but Windforce is just incredible damage. Really, it's so overpowered, this damage. And that is why I will end the video kind of with that. It's up to yourself what you prefer. Do you want more minimum damage? Do you want a bit more survival? Do you want well, more tag rating, stuff like that? It's kinda just persistent damage versus max damage, and that's kinda up to yourself. And this is why I won't say, oh well, this is better than my own Windforce guide. I won't say that, because this is up to yourself to kinda decide for yourself. So yeah, anywho, I hope you found this useful, and I'm definitely finding it useful. So yeah, I hope you can enjoy this video. So goodbye.